They ate her.
Oh, man.
I didn't think they'd eat her.
We gotta get down the hall, up the stairs to the junior floor.
We're gonna die here.
We're not gonna die.
We might die. Gretchen just died.
I never wrote a book.
I never edited one. I wanted to have a whole line of books with matching spines so they look good on a shelf together.
I'm gonna die a virgin.
Me too.
That's so brave of you to say. People usually don't...
I know. They're not honest like you.
Oh my god. I'm a virgin too. Sort of.
Hello and welcome to Comic Book Movie Oblivion, the podcast about feature films based on comic books and comic strips that people have stopped talking about. We're your hosts, Jordan and Kumar, that's me.
And me.
And this week we're talking about my entire high school sinking into the sea.
You got it out.
I've been saying is sinking into the sea for the past several years, or anytime I took a note about this movie or something. But it's not.
No.
It's my entire high school... ...
Sinking into the sea.
I
That's
think
right.
I think the movie doesn't even have the ellipses. It's just this weird mashup title by Dash. Oh, by the way, I got a bit of news I want to give before we dive into it. I got another marketing email.
Oh,
This one
exciting.
says, Comic Book Movie Oblivion is ranking very well in Ghana. And it says...
I bet it is.
It says, your podcast, Comic Book Movie Oblivion, has good performance in Apple Podcasts ranking last 30 days. Position 8 in the category Film Reviews in Ghana.
And I bet there's a prince there that needs our help.
I don't know. Position 21 in the category Film Reviews, Macau. Position 26 in the category Film Reviews in Brazil.
I had no idea we were so international.
Yeah. We're also position 37 for Ghana in the category TV and Film.
Well, to our Ghanaian listeners, I apologise for that Nigerian prince crack. Please keep tuning in. It's great to have you.
Yep. Okay, so this week, as I mentioned, we're talking about my entire high school, Sinking into the Sea, by Dash Shaw. Dash Shaw is an indie comics, alt comics artist, kind of broke out in 2008 with his comic Bottomless Belly Button, which I guess is a play on endless navel gazing. But it was a big hit in the indie comic scene, and he's been very prolific since.
Right.
And has lots of little short stories and stuff appearing all over the place, and big books, and has had directed 2 movies. And one of those stories was My Entire High School, ellipses, Sinking into the Sea, exclamation point, from 2009. First appeared in the Mome Anthology, issue 15. Was reprinted a couple times, once in his The Unclothed Man in the 35th Century collection, which is a bunch of his animation bits and pieces and short pieces. And also the most easiest one to get is probably the his collection Cosplayers from 2016, has it right at the front. That's probably the one that's easiest to get a hold of.
Excellent.
Okay, this is a very short story.
Super short. 8
pages, some of which is 3 of full-page splashes.
Mm-hmm.
It starts, we've got this school is sinking into the sea.
That's it. It just begins with it.
It starts, we get a death, a student has been killed being crushed by a school bus.
Yes.
Told in the caption on page 1. The coloring style he's used is he's got basically big blocks of color with fuzzy edges, just sort of where the color should be. Like, he's just got a blue or green square over where the ocean is supposed to be, and fuzzy edges. It looks very Rothko in terms of just strips of color.
You know, when I read a few interviews with Dash Shaw as prep for this episode, and discussing this style, as it was in the film, he compares it to a children's colouring book.
Right.
So thick lines,
Yeah.
which the colours can just spill out of.
Yes. Yes. They're almost... Yeah. Oh, yeah. The colors are almost irrelevant. Or... The lines are even thicker in the movie.
Yes. Yes.
So, page 2, I think it's almost like a double page splash, but it's like, now a teacher's getting killed.
Yep. He's got hit by a pole.
Yes.
and it's killed him instantly.
Yes. By the way, these panels are like diagonal, but the color bars are still horizontal.
Yes.
And then,
It's very surreal.
some people are are hysterical and being slapped by other students, and there's this a student named Mary who's trapped on the other side of a door with a glass window, and our main character Dash pulls a table out of the way and then smashes the window to get to her. They kiss through the broken glass.
Yes.
And then they swim out and they run up the stairs and they have to jump off the roof as the school is actually finally going completely under. And once they're down there in the water, they find like a table that she can float on.
Yeah.
And he's like, use this as a raft. And suddenly it turns into Titanic.
Well, it's been Titanic all along, really.
Yes,
but
it has been.
now the connection becomes explicit.
Yes.
Because it's Rose and Jack. She's on the...
That's right.
On the flotsam.
And he's like, you go. And she's like, the water's freezing. Go, find your own raft, she says. He says, no, I have to be here with you. Then he says, boats will be here soon. They'll take you away. You'll be safe. Now we also realize it's not about Titanic because of the next line where he says, I want you to know, I know you're only with me because Gary dumped you. She says, Dash, that's not true. He says, no, I know it's true, but it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter at all. She says, don't speak, save your strength. And then they say, I love you to each other. And then he sinks under the water, and then we get a big full-page splash that says Frozen, where he's freezing, starting to freeze. And then for the last page, full page, he's frozen in like blocks of ice, and it says Frozen in Time.
Yeah.
So now we've also revealed it's not just about Titanic, it's about what it feels like being in high school when you got some sort of romantic foibles going on. And maybe it's 30 years later and you're still thinking about them and you're frozen in time.
That is a very mature interpretation. For me, I figured he turned into Captain America.
That could be it too, because Dash always talked in his interviews about how he was trying to mix up like memoir comics and like action comics.
Yes. Oh, yes, he says that about this movie
He's
too.
trying to mix them up together, so maybe that was like maybe it is the kind of Captain America thing.
I think you can read it both ways, but certainly this is a meditation on, on high. It's almost a daydream that a high schooler.
Yes, power fantasy. When he
would have,
smashes that
yes.
window and rescues her there, it's like a total, absolutely power fantasy that he wouldn't really be able to pull off, although your school wouldn't really be sinking into the sea.
No, and I like it how there are all these odd moments, that we sort of see like a teacher who doesn't like dying, and
Yes. Yes. Who is that one other kid? He describes two people dying. Some guy, and one
kid.
Teacher.
Yeah.
Maybe some kid he didn't like or
Perhaps.
something.
And just sort of, little things looming out of the colours, like the students slapping one another,
Yes.
and just random details. It's very dreamlike, like you're having some kind of waking dream. And in an interview I read for Filmmaker magazine, this was about the film, but he said that he really liked Titanic when it came out,
Right.
when he was a teenager. He said, Titanic came out when I was a teenager, and I really loved it, even though it was uncool to. He said, I'd sit in class and imagine the school sinking into the ocean.
Great.
So when he was bored, that's the kind of daydreams he would have. So we've got a literal kind of daydream on paper.
Yeah.
And I love how it's dramatic, it's dreamlike, it's staccato with these images that appear and vanish. And then I love the way that the tone lurches from this melodrama to, you're only with me because so-and-so dumped you.
It's such a shock when that line hits.
But it plants it squarely in kind of like juvenile fantasy.
Yes.
It feels very...
Yeah.
very much like a kind of dream that a teenager would have.
I want to read the Wikipedia entry on his technique and materials.
Great.
I don't know what their source is for this, but like it's really amazingly described. I want to know who wrote this. Shaw employs a combination of hand drawing, animation techniques, and Photoshop to produce his artwork. Shaw started working on acetate sheets while studying at the School of Visual Arts. pointing to pre-Photoshop comics that were colored via clear celluloid containing the black line art under which would be placed a board with the painted colors. Shaw explains that he took this process and combined it with animation-style use of celluloid, where the backs of the acetate are painted with gouache, how do you pronounce that type of paint, and laid over a painted background in addition to color separations where black line art is used to mark the different colors. In addition to using hand-drawing media such as croquis pens, colored pencils, and markers, Shaw incorporates collage, Photoshop, and painting directly over photocopies, though he does not work with a separate line art layer, preferring to treat black as simply another color and not a separate or more important element. On Body World, for example, Shaw did the color separations by hand, used the paint bucket tool in Photoshop to color the shapes, and then printed it out and painted over the photocopy before scanning it again and making final adjustments in Photoshop to achieve the final art.
What a description.
Whoa.
I've recorded more than 180 episodes of a comic podcast, and 90% of that was gibberish
Yeah,
to me.
me too. That's why I loved it. I was like, well, I don't know any of these. I don't know what the celluloid is. I don't know what any one of the steps are in this process.
Okay, I feel better
But I
about that.
absolutely believed it based on what I've read of his stuff. And that's basically it. It's, it's
10 pages.
10 pages.
You've described it exactly.
Yep.
There's not much else to say about
Yep.
it. You sort of barely have time to come to grips with it, and it's done.
Yes, you're frozen in time. Okay, so
Jump straight into the film then.
the film comes out in 2016. I noticed there's a very interesting line in the credits at the very end that says drawn 2010 to 2016 Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
So he started in on it
Yes.
almost immediately. Although it does not say, based on the comic, although he wrote and directed this, much like Art School Confidential, there's somehow no mention of the... Well, yeah, anyway.
I suppose because he's the writer and director,
Yes.
it is based on the comic. I mean,
Yes.
how could it not be?
Yes. Yes.
In no universe is it possible that it's not.
Yeah.
He didn't come up with an entirely new story about a school slipping into the ocean. Because there is no story in the comic.
Yeah.
If you want, I can talk now about it
Okay.
before we start talking about the plot.
Sure.
What happened was he was interested in animation, so very serious about comics. Apparently spent all his time working on comics in high school, to the detriment of his social life. Always working on comics, and he's also very interested in animation. He has a lot to say. His influences are like... He's interested in kind of the intersection of comic or cartoon style art and animated television shows or animation. He has a lot to say about Tezuka,
Yeah.
about Astro Boy. He says, here, I can read you a bit about his animations. This is from an interview in theplaylist.net in 2021 when he was releasing his second film, Crypto Zoo. He says, the animation that I always liked came from comic books or cartooning masters like the original season of Astro Boy by Osamu Tezuka. He was a great cartoonist and used his skills as a comic artist to make cinema. Okay. The Charlie Brown Christmas Special is another example, where everything in it is derived from comic books, but it has a beautiful poetic quality that's different from Pixar animation or Disney animation. It felt like some sort of pseudo-comic animation hybrid.
That's referenced directly in this movie when they all dance. At the end.
Yeah, at the end, the Peanuts dance. They all do the Peanuts dance at the end, that's quite right. Yeah. So, he went to Sundance.
Yeah.
So after he did his degree at the School of Visual Arts, he eventually went to the Sundance Institute to learn how to make an animated film, to make film. He was attached to a movie called The Ruined Cast for a time, but in trying to make it what he calls the traditional way, attracting funding, hiring actors first, he had no success with that. I got a quote again from Film Stage, this is from Film Stage magazine. I tried for many years to make an animated movie in a more normal way, where you get a cast attached and trigger financing, and it never happened. So this film evolved around what was achievable with a few people and no money. So he decided to just make it at home.
Right.
He said, I thought, well, I'll write something that I feel like I can do, and I'll record it with some friends. Everything will be lo-fi. Everything in this movie was lo-fi. except we have these great actors. We'll talk about the cast later.
Yeah.
So then he basically wrote the script in 2010.
Yeah.
And then just worked on it on and off for 6 years with his wife. His wife is the lead animator.
Yes, right, okay.
So they were just doing it at home.
Yeah.
He would do the art on what was mentioned there on the acrylic backing, all that. I've actually got his process written down. He says, I storyboarded the whole movie in coloured markers, so there were indication of the colour and what it would look like. Okay, good. Then, most of the time, the main figures were drawn on 8.5 by 11-inch paper with those Tombow brush pens that are the same things that I drew a book called New School with. And it has a very blunt line that I think of as like a colouring book line. In colouring books, the lines are very thick, so the kids can colour over them in strange ways, but the figure remains legible.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what the film looks like, absolutely. I thought that this would be the best tool for this story, and it kind of reminds me of Archie comics. That he says the colour of the figures are painted with acrylic paint on Bristol board, whatever that is, and the background is acrylic paint on Bristol board, and then
Bristol board is the kind of thick board that you used to do your science projects on for school.
Oh, right.
That? Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Just heavy
posters.
cardboard.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then his wife would scan them in and apparently use After Effects to do all the animation.
Well, since we're talking about the animation, I mean, it's arresting because there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on, but also the figures are shaky. It's like government produced animation from the 70s or something. Like, people's lines are never solid. They're always like wiggling around and stuff.
A lot of they call that line boil.
Okay.
And this has been added in to make it look like that, to give it that deliberate aesthetic, because that would appear when you hand drew stuff.
Okay.
And even when standing still, because you're hand drawing them, the line would move.
Well, I got a quote from him about this.
About the line boil?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
When I was a teenager, I loved anime. I particularly loved a period when they were trying to animate more illustrative techniques. Fist of the North Star is a good example.
Oh my god.
This animation period looked at comics drawn in a densely illustrated hatch style, and when you try to animate that, it's hard. So when someone punches another person, the hatch marks on the arm are flickering and changing. That inconsistency, that wrongness to the animation was something I found super awesome. It felt like not only is this story about this guy punching another guy, but also there's a formal story about lines changing and colors changing. The more wrong that the cartoons got, where one frame could be completely off from another frame, the more it felt like that I was watching some crazy alive drawing. That there were these two tracks of what's happening and how it's being presented that are changing. That was exciting. The other thing I saw him mention in a few interviews was the Ralph Bakshi Spider-Man cartoons.
Yes, he's a big fan of Ralph Bakshi. Yeah.
With the, especially if you watch the Spider-Man cartoons where it goes to another dimension and it's like crazy swirly backgrounds and stuff.
I've got plenty of quotes. That's not the last time anime will be mentioned in this podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so we start with an epilepsy warning about strobe effects.
Very appropriate.
And then we get this kid, Dash, running to catch the school bus. Everything is... it seems like the trees and the fall leaves seem to be done with tissue paper that's scrunched up or something that they photographed or scanned into the image. When he gets on the bus, one side of the bus is gone, so we're actually looking at a cross section of it so we can see inside the bus. Within a minute, it's just non-stop craziness.
Yes.
So we've got this kid, Dash, and he meets his friend, what's his name, Asif on the bus. And they're now sophomores.
Yes.
So
it's a new school year.
That's right. And he's like, let's go to the back of the bus. We're moving up in the world. There's a major theme in this movie. We're rising in the ranks, so let's go sit at the back of the bus. And we learn that these two guys they work for the school newspaper. There's only 3 people in the school newspaper. There's the editor, Venti, who is a character that appears in Cosplayers.
Oh, really?
This person with the same name I discovered later today. There's Asif and there's Dash. Asif and Dash are the 2 writers. They always write stories together.
Yes, they do.
And they make up stories because nothing is actually happening at
That's
school.
right.
And the price of this school newspaper is $3.99.
Well, it's free first.
Right.
But then they have this big discussion about how people don't value it because it's free, so they start charging $3.99 for it.
Right. By the way, the school is called Tides High.
Times That's a
Okay.
good joke. Now would be a good time to pause and mention who's voicing these
Yes.
characters. So first off, Dash is voiced by Jason Schwartzman.
Yep. Second time on the podcast.
It is his second time on the podcast because he was in Scott Pilgrim.
And he has a voice like a teenager. He's a grown-ass man whose entire life can make himself sound like a teenager.
Yes. Yes.
And Asif is voiced by Reggie Watts.
Yes. He's not appeared on the podcast.
He hasn't, but I know him from Comedy Bang Bang. He did the theme song, and then on the TV show, he's on there all the time. And he was just here last month on a stand-up tour. I think last month or the month before.
Cool. And you know who voiced Verti?
Yeah, Maya Rudolph?
It was Maher Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yes, who obviously a Saturday Night Live alumnus.
Yeah.
But she's of interest to the podcast because she was in Mutant Mayhem.
Oh, right.
She was Cynthia Utrom, the villain of the piece,
Oh.
who wanted to milk the turtles.
Yes, yes. Oh my god, yes. Right, okay, so when they arrive for school, new school year, they meet Verdi, and Verdi's like, I'm splitting you up so we can cover more stories.
Yes.
And she gives Asif an actual story to go cover.
Yeah.
And Dash is going to keep making up his own stories.
Yes. And there's teenage stuff going on because
Just as a ploy.
Verdi is keen on
Yeah.
Asif.
It's hilarious scene
It's
where she's
it's
like,
so awkward.
I want you to do a restaurant review. And she's like, this is the restaurant. It's called Gona Guy. By the way, creator of Devilman, Gona Guy.
Yes. Oh,
go-
yes.
I-
Very deliberate.
I want you to go review this restaurant. But if you order too many dishes, they'll know you're a restaurant reviewer. So I'll come with you. And also, I don't have a car, so you'll have to pick me up.
And the reservations this time.
Yeah.
It's very funny, actually. It's pretty good. It's very good kind of teenage awkwardness. So there's that, but also there's another reason. Dash's prose is too purple.
Yes. Purple or turgid, it's described as variously.
Well, it's overblown. It's overwrought.
Yes.
His prose is overdone.
Yeah.
And there's a sense that also that Verdi wants to split them up so that she can have a little bit more serious material from Asif.
That's right.
And Dash can just write the lame puff pieces
Yes.
or whatever.
The National Enquirer pieces. Basically, they're nonsense stories about like ghosts and stuff.
The haunted locker room, yeah.
Haunted locker room.
And we see the haunted locker room.
Yeah.
We get a sequence where all the corpses spill out of the locker.
Yes. But Dash immediately suspects something about this, and he does say this has created a rift that may shatter the school to its very foundations, he says.
Yes.
Which, if you know what the title of the movie is before you walked into
Bit of a clue.
it's a bit of a clue. And then he starts writing cruel hit pieces about Verdi.
Extremely cruel, actually.
Yeah, and Asif. Yeah.
He specifically says Asif suffers from erectile dysfunction,
Yes.
which is not a very... I suppose it's so incongruous because it's not the kind of insult that teenagers generally sling at someone.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing a grown man would put in his story about being a teenager.
Yeah.
So the film's full of stuff like sort of lots of oddly incongruous moments, like where the humour's to come from how ludicrous
Yeah.
a line or a scenario is among other parts which are being played straight.
Yeah. I've just frozen my screen on the Gazette article ideas. He makes a list of 4 ideas. Asif and Verdi, loser, king, and queen. Number 2, Asif, friendless, stupid, and loved. Number 3, Asif and Verdi hit by a bus. Number 4, Asif, ain't he the worst? But he gets called up by the principal about this. What was the principal's name again?
Grim?
Principal Grimm.
And he has an eye patch.
Yeah. He turns around. He's got this eye patch like Nick Fury. It's hilarious. And he's got this assistant who's this kiss-ass named Benji.
Yes.
His gopher.
Incidentally, the real Dash Shaw did work for the school
Right. I
newspaper.
believe it. It totally seemed like...
And he was obsessed with writing. Not just comic books, but just writing.
It did not seem like he was making fun of kids on the newspaper. He seemed like I've been on the newspaper. This is what I'm going to put in this movie.
Oh, yeah. So he says that, and this is being called to the principal's office is kind of based on a true story as well. He said he wrote a story about, there was a story in the school newspaper about a fire alarm that went off one time. And he made some kind of joke and wrote and drew an editorial cartoon that was making fun of this event. And apparently he got called into the principal's office about it because the principal thought it was really funny.
Right, okay. So the principal decides to put a permanent mark on his record.
Yeah.
And his runner, Benji, takes that down to the archives. So Dash goes down to the archives to try to retrieve this document.
Yes.
And destroy it or alter it or whatever. While he's down there, he discovers a shocking scandal.
Yeah.
Which is that they're building a new auditorium on the roof of the school.
Yeah.
And he finds the inspection form which says not approved because the school...
Well, he finds a faked one first. A faked
yeah.
approval with which is written in the principal's handwriting.
Yeah.
And that's made very obvious because he does a little twirly dot tilde on top of the I. And then actually I think it's called a tittle.
Is that right?
The dot on top of the I. And then he finds the original.
Yeah.
And which says that it's no, this will not support this.
Yeah.
At this point, another student comes down.
Yes, this girl Mary.
Yes.
Voiced by Lena Dunham.
Yes.
And her phone was confiscated, so she's come down to the archive to try to retrieve it.
Yes.
And she's on the social upper class.
She's
of the school.
at the top of the social pyramid because she's the school council president.
That's right. That's a very anime kind of thing, too, for the school council president to be like the most powerful force you have to deal with. But they're caught while they're down there, and they're thrown into detention.
Yes. Then we have a discussion about the meaning of friendship.
Before that, he runs into he runs into the library and tries to warn everyone that the school's falling down. But this is a cry wolf situation, because he makes up these stories for the paper all the time, so no one believes him.
No. Even though he has the proof. Even though he's holding the proof, but it doesn't matter. Incidentally, this teacher in the library that confronts him with the hair, that's a hairstyle that's based on Devilman.
Oh. Right.
It's the second Go Nagai reference in the film.
Right.
If you want, actually, I could quickly read about his anime influences.
Is this Mrs. Brinson? One of these teachers, Mrs. Brinson, was voiced by Margo Martindale, who's a very famous character actor, immortalized on BoJack Horseman as being character actor Margo Martindale. She'd show up as herself on several episodes.
That's funny.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to read. I have a quote. This one from Filmmaker Magazine, where he talks about the anime references and influences. He mentions. He says about anime. He's talking about disaster movies that influence it. He said Akira.
Oh, okay.
Which we've done, obviously, has more disasters in it than any other movie. And that movie's one of the wonders of the world. Also, while not exactly disaster movies, there were lots of anime where schools were attacked by monsters.
Right.
And stuff like Drifting Classroom, where a school drifts through a portal into another dimension, where it's attacked by monsters. My favourite of these is the 1970s Devilman cartoon created by Go Nagai, whose character designs inspired the librarian with the moose-like hair.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah. Can't believe I didn't see it before. I was like, that hair is crazy.
Yeah, it's...
But Mary and Dash are saved by being in detention. By the way, there's some flashback sequences here which were drawn by other artists that came in. So he talks about being in Scouts with Asafir, and it's done in a completely different style by
with no lime boil.
Yeah.
But so they're having sort of a discussion about the nature of friendship. Mary thinks that friendship is the fact that she's in lots of clubs.
Yes, that's right.
And she's in the school
she's in
council.
Yeah.
And Dash is like, no, friendship is wearing... He tells this story about when they're in Scouts and where he gives Asif his last pair of socks and wears his dirty underwear as socks instead.
Yeah, that was so funny.
That's true friendship. And she's just disgusted and said, I will never be your friend.
Yeah. But then, sure enough, an earthquake happens. There's been precedent for this. We've had we have had a cutaway down to the core of the earth, and we see the fault line in some shots.
Yes,
it's hard to describe how visually inventive this is. Just constantly, you're just constantly being shown. He
does a lot of X-ray kind of cut-throughs.
Yeah. Like when people are breathing in, when they're running out of air. We see lungs, yeah.
There's another really grotesque thing where someone shoves a Q-tip in their ear.
Yes. Yes. And it's like a medical drawing, like a medical drawing you see on the doctor's office
anatomy
wall.
drawing, that's right, yeah. And we see, like, strata underneath the school. So when we're seeing underneath, we're seeing the different sedimentary layers and, like, little arrows pointing at them saying fault line and things like that.
Yes. Yeah.
It's quite, as you say, inventive in that sense.
Yeah. So the school tips into the sea, but it's still upright, and it's sinking. And Dash goes to the library to rescue Asif and Verdi. And they go for medication. She needs her.
Well, she needs asthma. She needs asthma because she's having difficulty breathing.
Yeah. And she collects all the meds in her bag. There's sharks now swimming around in the water. This is the only movie I've had where I wrote my notes, communism, sharks, because somebody accuses her of being a communist for wanting to share the medicines around or something like that. And then the sharks are attacking.
Yes.
It's really funny, yeah, because she's like, put all the medicines together and we'll distribute them. And somebody says, that's communism. And there's a hilarious thing here where it goes on about how people smell for a long time while she's down getting air. Okay, now they decide they have to swim up. Now, we've also established that... first we get they meet in the cafeteria, which has now been turned into a disaster relief ward. He almost drowns, but he's rescued by Lorraine, the lunch lady.
Who's voiced by Susan Sarandon.
Yes, second time.
Yeah, she was Mum Racer in Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Also, Susan Sarandon's in this movie.
That's right. As the voice of the crazy lunch lady, who saves Dash's life. And also, he's been stung by jellyfish, and she heals him with, boiling water or something. What was it? She burns his arm.
She makes elixirs.
That's right. She mixes stuff up.
She's like this, she's a squat, kind of like sumo wrestler of a woman.
Yeah.
But she's famous for her revolting cooking. Like, a rule of the school is to always pack your lunch.
Yeah.
But actually, she's some kind of superhero.
Yes.
So
we're sage as well. Yeah.
Yes. She's an omni-capable kind of kung fu master / wise woman / superhero character.
Yeah. They go to the cafeteria, which has now been turned to a disaster relief ward. There's a funny bit here, like, some people are like lying on tables unconscious, but some kids are making out under the tables.
Yeah, that was funny.
And they ask all the kids for their phones so they can contact people, and the kids don't want to give up their phones. And they hear on the news, because they open a laptop, that about the disaster that's happening, and the news says, kids, stay where you are. And Dash, Asif, Verdi, and also Mary and Lorraine the lunch lady are like, no, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get up to the roof.
Yeah.
Now, also, we've established during the movie that this school, each floor is a different year.
Yes.
So the juniors on the first year, seniors on the fourth floor, and then there's the roof where they're building the auditorium on top of that.
Yes, that's right.
So they have to, he said, there's a specific line where he says, like, we have to get up to the roof and then graduate.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And nobody else wants to come with them. So it's just these
and
five.
The teachers have their heads in the sand as well. They want to just stay there. So they leave. But first Mary appeals to her cohort from the student council, who she thinks of as her friends, you might recall. But they absolutely refuse to go with her.
Yeah.
And she says, but I'm going. And they said, okay, so what?
Yeah.
And then as she leaves, they say, I never liked her anyway, or something like that.
Yeah. And she never liked Dash before because he was just a loser.
True, but he's...
but now he was right about the disaster. He knew that it was coming.
Yes.
So she's on his side, and she believes him. Verdi goes into the bathroom where she's confronted by these bullies who want her bag of drugs.
Yes.
And then...
Including the Q-tips.
That's right.
Because they love that feeling.
That feeling.
I know you're not supposed to do it, but I just love that feeling.
Yes. And then Lorraine, the lunch lady, comes in and does this absolute side-scroller video game beat-up of them.
That's exactly what it is.
Which is hilarious.
She has a double dragon thing on him.
Yeah, it was really out of nowhere. Loved it. It was just so random.
Mm-hmm. So she beats them up, and then they decide they're going to have to go up to the next level through the elevator shaft because the stairs are blocked by a bus. How did the bus get in the school? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So,
By the way, while this is happening, there's like dead bodies everywhere. You see people get blown apart. Like somebody lands on a bus, maybe that's later, and their body just flies apart.
yeah, that's later.
Yeah.
It's it's when lunch
People are
lady,
being eaten by sharks and stuff.
lunch lady Lorraine. Yeah. Yes, one of them got earlier on in the communism shark scene. There's a whole bit where Dash tries to convince a girl to jump across a gap. It's a very disaster movie. So it's like, oh, you just close your eyes and jump, and I'll catch you. And she's like, okay, and she jumps and just doesn't make it. She falls about like 2 meters short.
Yes.
And just gets ripped apart by sharks instantly, and they eat her whole.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they get up to the senior floor after some hijinks.
Well, first they go in we have hijinks in the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
So this elevator shaft sequence and some other sequence are done in silhouette.
Yeah.
You may have noticed that the shape of the characters changes slightly when they're in silhouette.
Yeah.
That's because it's his wife that draws these sequences.
Oh, okay, got it.
She does the silhouette sequences.
Got it.
Her name is Jane Samborski.
Okay. I did look her up on IMDb, and her only credits were this and that Crypto Zoo. I was like, who is this person? Why do they only have like 5 credits?
She was living in the same house.
She has an interesting style. I thought this person was an experienced animator. So they get up there, but we have a...
Lord of the Flies style situation.
Yes, exactly. An apocalypse, just an North Star situation.
Yes.
Where the top floor has been taken over by this...
I think it's the star quarterback. Well, it's not actually said, but he's...
His poster had appeared earlier in the movie, The Big Ring, and people are like... And Dash, that jock Brent Daniels or whatever.
Yes.
Now we meet Brent Daniels. Voiced by John Cameron Mitchell. The director of Hedwig and the Anger Inch.
Yes.
And Short Bus.
Yes.
Which are going to be mentioned in a 6 Degrees kind of way later on in the podcast.
So they are. Yes, that's right. He was also, I think he was the one working on that film, The Ruined Cast, with Dash Shaw earlier.
Okay. This guy wants the Q-tips.
And this is the bit where we get the anatomy drawing.
Yes.
Where he's scraping it in his ear going, yeah. He looks ridiculous. He's wearing sort of like an athletic support kind of jockstrap and knee pads, but nothing else.
It looks like those 80s Italian post-apocalypse knockoff movies, the Mad Max knockoffs, where they just have like football gear on for the far future.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a bit like that.
And they're carrying hockey sticks as kind of like spears.
Yeah.
They're lined up in ranks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they throw them in a jail cell. It's a locker room, but that's their cell. And in the cell is Principal Grimm.
Yes.
This is also, I feel like I've seen before, where you go into a jail and you meet some guy that is relevant.
Yes. Yes.
He's like super remorseful about faking the building code. He's killed all these kids.
Yep.
So he has kind of a death wish now, but he wants to make good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how did they get out of this jail? Oh, the school tips sideways. Now they're able to get out by going vertically. Oh, this is when the kid falls on the bus and blows into pieces. Yes. They end up in the gym, and there are some bleachers that can be...
They need to get up to the roof of the gym.
Yeah.
Because there's a window up there. There's a gap in the floor, and then there's a window above that has access to the roof. They need to get up to this gap, and the only way up is they can climb up on the bleachers. But someone needs to pass through the flames in order to pull the switch to activate the motor that's going to extend the bleachers so that they can climb up the framework that supports it. And everyone's arguing about who's going to have to go into the fire.
This is another thing I really like about this movie is everybody has one skill. Like, one person is a gymnast, they can do gymnast stuff. One person's like small and can get through small areas or stuff like that. Everybody has one thing. There's all these comments about Verdi being an editor. There's like some funny jokes in there about...
It's very... Oh yeah, and they're always talking about the book they're going to write about their experience afterwards.
Yeah.
It's very... A lot of reviewers and interviewers noted that it's playing with disaster movie tropes. It's been compared to the Towering Inferno.
Right.
And that, I think, is a disaster movie trope that the people will have a hidden skill that comes into play that they need to be able to use in order to get through some kind of challenge as they're escaping from the disaster. So, anyway, Principal Griff runs through the fire because of the aforementioned death wish, pulls the switch, but oh no, it doesn't work. So he has to sort of scale the the school bus.
Yeah, and the cable's torn. So he has to do a bit of a Doc Brown in Back to the Future, where he's got to pull the two ends of the thing together.
Yes, or Nirvana the band, the show, the movie.
Yes.
Which also did that.
Yes.
Yes, and he's electrocuted and dies. But the bleach is open. Then we get a long sequence where they're climbing up it.
Yeah.
It's very, again, so this framework can't possibly be this big.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it's the journey. They're escaping. They're climbing. They're advancing. They're graduating, moving towards the top.
Yeah.
This is the bit where I think the kid falls on the bus.
Yeah, it was around here somewhere,
Because Lunch Lady Lorraine is carrying about 6 students
That's right.
on her back.
She's strong. That's her special skill. One of her many special skills. But
Yes.
At one point, Dash falls in he falls seemingly to his death, and we get a 2001 Space Odyssey sequence with all of these like psychedelic, just strange images, flashing lights, photographed stuff, but actually he just climbs out of the water. And there's a hilarious bit where Verdi has to, she has to bungee. She has to bounce her way up.
Yes.
And she starts listing off her heroes or like...
Who are all authors?
Yeah, well, she says, I'm Superman.
Yep.
I'm Margaret Atwood.
Margaret Atwood, yeah.
I'm Ursula K. Le Guin.
Yes.
I'm Samuel Delaney.
Samuel Delaney. And Gertrude Stein.
Gertrude Stein.
So these are all women or people or queer authors, or in the case of Gertrude Stein, both.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when she makes the top, Dash says, Verdi's the best editor ever. Yeah, so basically they make it to the roof, and the rescue helicopters are there. They've got their ladders down. They jump up onto the ladders. They're rescued. The school sinks.
Yep.
Everybody else died. All those people decided not to run for the roof with them.
That's right.
Their lives are senseless deaths, as we're told. And then cut to a launch party for their book.
Yes.
Which is called Our Entire High School Sinking into the Sea, No Ellipses. Hosted by the Go Nagai Japanese restaurant.
Yes, that's right. And do you notice the publisher?
Yeah, Fantagraphic.
It's Fantagraphic, which of course is Dash Shaw's. It's his publisher, yeah.
And they're reading reviews of the book, which are pretty...
Mixed to negative.
Yeah, yes.
Primarily because of Dash's purple prose.
Yes, I really love that.
And he says, I'll tone it down next time, make it more shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was supposed to be another character here.
Oh, okay.
The director, Alex Ross Perry, who directed Listen Up, Philip, starring Jason Schwartzman, as a frustrated writer.
Got it.
So an interviewer asked, when they're talking about Jason Schwartzman being in this movie, says, hey, he's really good at playing frustrated writers as well as adolescents. To say, did you ever see the movie Listen Up, Philip? And Dash is like, yes. I love that movie. He was just finishing that movie when he recorded my movie. I hadn't seen it yet, that's Schwartzman. I love that director, though, Alex Ross Perry. He was actually supposed to be in this movie voicing a book critic.
There's a special thanks to him in the end credits. I know.
But he got cut. I don't know if he knows yet, but he makes movies, he'll understand.
Yeah, right. Dash goes outside the restaurant, and on the balcony by herself is Lorraine.
Lorraine's doing the rooftop scene.
Yes. Yeah. The cocktail party where the one person's out on the balcony by themselves.
That's part of it, yes. Yes, of course. It's like that. Oh, it's such a trope. And she's also doing gazing out over the city from the rooftop.
Yeah.
Because she won't look at him. She's like, oh, there's other kids out,
Yeah, there's a new year. I got new year kids to look after.
They gotta be fed. They need me. I gotta look after them. Then she leaps off like Batman.
Yeah, she flies into the night, basically. And then we get the Peanuts dance of all the characters. Yes. And that's the end of this crazy movie.
Yep.
All right. We have any other...
I've mentioned some of the trivia already. Okay. Like, there's heaps more. Look, you're probably wondering what the hell is the deal with the cast?
Yes. Yes. How did we get these people in this very underground movie?
Basically, alright, so lots of people asked him that. Here's an interview that appeared on nofilmschool.com in 2017.
Okay.
They asked him, how did you attract this awesome A-list cast? And he replied, the short answer is through comic books. I had known Jason Schwartzman and Lena Dunham. They had read my comics before I'd met them. He met them at Sundance.
Okay.
When we had them, we could branch out to other people. But they had read my books, and everyone who came on board knew my sensibility from all of these graphic novels. Similarly, in the interview with Nylon.com, he also said he asked some producers that he'd met at Sundance Labs to help him with casting.
Okay.
And the first thing they said at their first lunch meeting was, "How about Jason Schwartzman?" And he said, "Oh, I know him. I have his email."
Right.
He said, "I never thought these actors would agree. It felt impossible. But these guys, the producers, kept pushing me, and so I asked Lena. I knew John Cameron Mitchell. A lot of those actors knew me, or they knew my sensibility, and they all said yes. And it was really amazing and surprising. I think the only actor that he didn't know personally or hadn't read his work was Susan Sarandon. And I don't know exactly why she came on, but apparently she saw because he'd completed.
I think he was mostly done, or something.
He was.
Yeah. Right.
By 2014, he reckoned he was about 90% done.
Okay.
And she saw his storyboards in crayons or whatever, and she said, yeah, this is cool, I'm on board with this. Yep. So about his influences, right. Okay, so there's a lot of references. This interview was on thefilmstage.com. They asked him, what were you watching and reading back then, in high school, that influenced the film? He said, when we were teens in the 90s, the main alternative comics were autobio comics. So comics like Chester Brown, Julie Doucette, all of these people post Robert Crumb. What a lot of those autobio comics were about was seeing the world through different eyes, through Chester Brown's unusual perspective than they were about anything grounded in reality. So, these underground comics are usually autobiographical, aren't they?
Quite often, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So he's drawing on that to make
Yeah.
this autobiographical movie, essentially. He says also and then he mentioned that he was also big into superhero comics.
Yeah.
And that he's trying to find a way to combine superhero comics with underground comics. It's also in the 90s there were anime. We've talked about the anime, and I went to all of the anime conventions, and a lot of those cartoons are about schools in danger. Like every Sailor Moon episode was about a monster attacking your school. Even the cartoons for adults, like Urotsu Kidoji, that kind of tentacle porn movie, was about a demon attacking a school. Yeah, more about the autobiography. I tried to keep it all rooted in autobiography. I did work on the school newspaper. Like the characters in the movie, I love books. Books, especially comic books, and writing and editing were the most important things to me. Regretfully, I was sometimes mean to my only friends. For the movie, I changed other people's names, but I kept my name the same because I thought it'd be funny. The goal was to take real experiences, but warp and stylize them to move it closer to how it, quotation marks, felt, instead of a literal report. Everything in the movie is being filtered through Dash's eyes, like that, whatever it is, Chester Brown. I don't know what that is. Do you know what Chester Brown is?
Chester Brown, we're going to be doing his paying for it.
Brilliant. Jesus, that's the short bus reference.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Talk about synchronicity.
Yeah.
So you get the feeling the whole movie is this kid's fantasy that has come unmoored from reality.
Yeah.
I think his comics are noted for their kind of dreamlike sensibility.
Yeah.
Certainly, my entire high school ellipses sinking into the sea, exclamation mark, is. And he also kind of he has a quote where he mentions that he thinks his art style or cartooning style is suited to movies because he says something about movies, the way in which they unfold in this abbreviated version of time and space can create a dreamlike state. Everyone says that, but it's true. I write down my dreams. I married Jane because I got a string of dreams about it. So yeah, I take them seriously.
Great.
That's about it. I just might read one more quote about his style. Or actually, no, I might hold off for animations. Adaptation, rather, before I do that. Yeah. All right, so, my God, we're running ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to votes?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I did like this comic. But I will say his comics are all really different from each other.
Right.
They don't all have this Rothko style with the weird color bars.
Yeah.
Like in that Wikipedia description of his process, it's like there's all sorts of stuff going on. It always looks different, feels different. I I did like what he managed to do in like 8 pages of that sudden reveal at the end about what it was really about, and then the being frozen. I just loved all that stuff.
That's good. That's good. I think it's blink and you miss. I think it comes and goes so fast.
Yeah.
It's almost not enough time to come to grips with what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
I think I should have read it more than once.
Yeah.
Because I found talking about it with you, I was enjoying talking about it
Right.
more than I did when I read it, probably because I read it in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So I was going to vote nay,
Okay.
because you know how I feel about grown-up comics. Even grown-up comics about being a teenager.
Yeah. It's almost an anti-grown-up comic. There's something juvenile about it.
Yeah.
That kids' fantasy feel about it.
I can't in good conscience vote yay until I reread it.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
So it's no for now.
Okay, what did you think about this movie?
Look, this is tricky.
I really liked this movie.
Tell me why you liked
lot.
it. Tell me why.
I just found it was really visually inventive.
Right.
I was just constantly surprised by it, by the plot, and I laughed. I found it was really funny.
Right.
And also I liked how on the nose it was about its metaphors. Like, we have to go through all these levels
Yeah.
we have to graduate from high school to get to the end of it. I just liked how it was obvious about that. I like
Good.
how much it packed in and
That's part of it, I think. It's being deliberately obvious to the point of absurdity.
Yeah.
And
I
guess
like
where
the
some of
shakiness
humour
of it,
comes
the unpredictability, not just in the plot, but in what I was going to see next. What's the background going to be? I have no idea.
Good.
Or how it's going to be presented or anything like that.
I think, for me, it's nay.
Okay.
For all the same reasons you just said.
Okay.
Except some of those things annoyed me, where they delighted you.
Okay.
For me, it kind of bugged me that it's such a farrago without where the things just come and go, and I don't understand why.
Right.
So what you found inventive, I found kind of like distracting.
Yeah.
I didn't find it particularly funny, and I thought the heavy-handedness of the allegory was a bit. It was a bit much.
Okay.
And he's really mean.
Yeah.
And that's autobiographical.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But I just didn't like him enough to be invested in what happened to him.
Yeah.
It's sort of like all of these things in combination kind of turn me off it a bit. I've written out a sentence which is probably a bit cruel, but I'll read it. Apologies if anyone really loves this is listening. But I thought it was not humorous enough to be funny, not innovative enough to be experimental, not clever enough to be allegorical, and not well written enough to be interesting.
I only agree with the third one.
Not clever enough to be allegorical.
Yeah.
But you liked that part of it.
Yes.
Because it's meant to be... I think I agree with you. It's meant to be absurd how heavy-handed the metaphors are.
Yeah.
So I'm probably being uncharitable by holding that against it. But it's probably just a question of
But
preference.
I think, like, the visuals are... I mean, the opposite of this is Robot Dreams, right? Where
this
everything's
reminded me of
Where
Robot.
things really just clear.
Very clear, yeah.
Beautifully animated, just
Yeah.
straight ahead. Here you
That
go.
1970s New York.
We've got a team.
It's
team
literally in a certain place in time, whereas this one's, they've all got... I couldn't tell you what year it takes place in. I mean, they've got flip phones. So it could be any...
But the kids are also really don't want to give up their phones.
Yeah,
It's
and
more of a smartphone era.
Sure
kind of
is.
thing.
And there's a laptop,
Yeah.
which is streaming the news.
Yeah.
That's not... Shaw is I think 2 years younger than me, so he would have been in high school in the 90s. But it doesn't feel like a high school in the 90s, except for the school newspaper.
No, but I disagree about the visual. I think the visuals are
Good.
excellent. What was the second one that you didn't?
Probably that I just didn't find it...
Didn't find it funny.
Didn't find it funny.
No, I found it hilarious.
Great. Good.
But that's often a point of disagreement
Between us, yeah.
between us
It is.
if it's a yay versus nay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's often whether we found it funny or not.
Yeah.
And for me, I just didn't... Something about it, it's purely subjective. And I think I'd probably enjoy it more if I watched it again. That's just never going to happen, though.
Right. Okay. Adaptation.
I think this is a good adaptation.
Okay.
I think it does an excellent job of capturing his style.
Yes. 100%. That's true.
And I like the work he's done, the intertextual work
Yeah.
making it this kind of effective cross-section of these different media that he cares about. The disaster movie genre,
Yeah.
the anime high school attack genre, autobiographical underground comics,
Yeah.
superhero comics. I may not have found it interesting or engaging, but I can 100% appreciate what he was trying to do, which was create a cross-section of the things he dug in high school.
Yeah.
Titanic,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Robert Crumb,
Yeah.
Chester Brown.
It's all in there. It's interesting. There's less
Rotsi
Titanic in this
Kudoji.
than there's in the comics. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, there is less of it, but I mean, it's still Titanic-esque because
Yes.
it's sinking, and that's sort of similar to what was occurring in Titanic
That's
as well,
right.
especially when it cracks in half at the end.
That's
and
right.
the-
That's right.
And the bow of the stern of the ship goes down. Yes. So yeah, that's definitely a yay for me.
Yeah. Yay for me as well.
I'll read you a quote.
Okay.
Once again, talking about how he feels he's trying to capture a comic sensibility in doing his animations. He says, all the animations that I like, they're called limited animation or low-budget animation. They're derived from comics, like the Charlie Brown Christmas Special, or Astro Boy, and Speed Racer. And so in those instances, they're cinema, they're movies, but they're, like, very clearly derived from comics. And so much of the aesthetic and even the pace of some of those Charlie Brown Christmas Specials is totally 100% about interpreting comics into this other time-based medium. So I thought it would be cool to try and participate in that. The way the movie's coloured, that kind of underlying colouring is from my comics. But also is like a lot of old comics that were coloured very quickly. And since the lines are very legible, you can follow it. But I hadn't seen that kind of colouring in a movie.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Please like, rate, review, subscribe, and share. You can contact us through the email address, which is in the show notes, or you can send us a DM or leave a comment on our Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, YouTube, or Reddit. And please join our Patreon at patreon.com/comicbookmovieoblivion. That's all one word. It helps us out with hosting fees, books, DVDs, occasional visits to cinema, and also you will get our bonus podcast, Comic Book Movie Apocalypse, which is out about once a month. And is about comics adjacent adaptations. Next week, we will be doing I Kill Giants.
I Kill Giants.
Yes. The comic is from 2008, and the movie is from 2017. And it's only the one graphic novel, I think 7 issues, and no more than that. So I think
Brilliant.
it's a pretty easy cover and easy stuff to track down if you want to source it.
Well, this movie was from 2016, the one we did.
Yeah.
You know, it premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival.
I think I saw that somewhere, yes.
You're like a Canada reference on the podcast.
Yes. I think a lot of... Maybe not a lot. Anyway.
It did actually get a general release in the US.
Right.
Where it made $68,883.
It was probably only a few regions or something.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
would have been hardly any cinemas. The distributor was U Kids or
Y Kids.
Y Kids.
G
maybe.
Kids.
G Kids.
G
That's
Kids.
it. Got there in the end. Three letters in, we got there. And I have no idea what the budget was, but I imagine it wasn't very high.
Okay, well
So this film might have made money.
Right. I think this one is like a big budget special
I
effects
Kill
movie,
Giants?
I think.
Okay.
I don't really know much about it. It's people don't talk about it. Anyway, join us next week.
See you then.